All right, I'd like to call to order South Fayette Township Planning Commission meeting, December 18, 2025 to order. And we'll start with a roll call, please.
Tom Iagnemma.
Here.
Doug Kaine, not present. Joseph Johnson.
Here.
Jamey Noland.
Here.
Danny Cerrone, also not present. And Jason Paulovich.
Here.
And Chris Seymour.
Here.
Stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll move to the approval of minutes from our December 23rd, 2025 meeting. Does anybody have any comments or questions on the minutes? Your motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Old business, I see we have none. New business, A, review and discuss S08 2025 McCracken Pop preliminary and final minor subdivision application 110-114 Boxwood Drive, zoned R3. It's a subdivision of 3 parcels into 2 parcels. Do we have anything outstanding on this one?
No, we don't. We had initially reviewed the plan submitted by Gales and issued a review letter in November. The applicant and their consultant had responded to the comments in early December, and we had reviewed that resubmittal, issued another letter dated December the 11th, and they have addressed all the items that we had in there. They were minor comments to begin with as far as reporting items and just some very minor ordinance items, but everything has been addressed at this point.
Anyone have
There is
any?
also an Allegheny County review letter dated November the 19th. Some of the comments carried over onto our letter as well. They were just administrative items as far as clauses and exact names for the reporting plan and things of that nature, but they have been addressed on the plan as well.
All right, so the GT review letter and the Allegheny County review letter. Anybody have anything on this one? All right, can we get a motion to approve item A on new business?
Motion to approve S08 2025 McCracken Pop preliminary and final minor subdivision application, subject to the Gibson-Thomas review letter dated December 11th.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, review and discuss SP06 2025 Alpine Point Lot 4 preliminary and final land development application, parcel parcel 482 G3 Zone B1. This one we have a construction of a 76,000 square foot flex building and associated site improvements.
Yes.
This one might make more sense if maybe the applicant or the consultant could kind of just come up and briefly describe what you're looking to do there, and we can go into some of the items from our letter.
Okay, good. Just
Hi.
state your name for the record for us, please.
Yeah, my name, I'm Ryan Enoch. I'm with Gateway Engineers. I'm the site civil engineer, and we're here on behalf of the applicant, Alpine Flex 4 LLC, and John Declois. So this is the Alpine Point Business Park. It's a light industrial business park. What we're proposing is to construct a 76,000 square foot flex building on Lot 4 of the master plan. The 3 of the 4 lots have previously been developed. What we're looking at here is Lot 4, which is immediately south of the existing Columbia Gas building. We're going to extend where Energy Drive currently ends back to our lot, and then build the pad and 2 stormwater BMPs to control the stormwater runoff from both the building and parking lot, and as well as the extra road length for Energy Drive. All utilities were installed as part of the master plan development. Water, sewer, gas, electric is all stubbed out along Energy Drive there. Because of the elevations, we are going to have to utilize a grinder pump to get the sanitary sewer back up along Energy Drive to the existing manhole right at the corner of the Columbia Gas property. Other things to note, I guess, is after the master plan was approved, EQT installed, I think it's a 16-inch transmission line along Energy Drive there. And they took a 50-foot right-of-way that cuts, if you're looking at the plan, from left to right across the lot. So it significantly reduces the buildable or usable area of the lot than what was originally planned for with the master plan. Yeah, we have received a comment letter from the review engineer. I feel like we've addressed all their concerns. So if there's any other questions or things you guys want to talk about.
Related to that gas right away that went through, did you need to then apply for any exceptions or variances because of that? You said it significantly reduced the buildable area, but you were still able to do what you needed. Okay. And you mentioned the grinder pump. That was not needed until this building. Okay, just because the elevation there just keeps going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the distance back there, we can't get fall.
Abby, if you don't mind, could you pull up the authority review letter? I know they did comment on this. I just want to make sure that, and I'm sure you're working through that process with them, but I just want to make sure that there wasn't anything that would prohibit moving this along. And I do appreciate the consultant did, on a pretty quick turnaround, respond to our comment letter with revised plans and a response to comments, and they have addressed the vast majority, if not all of our comments here. And again, a lot of ours were somewhat administrative and process related, so they weren't exactly site specific. A lot of the engineering for this plan obviously was done with the master plan. So, you know, they're coming in with basically, you know, a pad ready site. And it's just making sure that everything accommodates. Obviously with the new stormwater regulations and whatnot, they had to do some additional stormwater on this site, which they did. I don't really have anything outstanding to note on our end. Again, other than, you know, process and procedure and, you know, the typical developer agreement type statements. We did note that we wanted some specification on the loading berths. They did provide that, and they did have the adequate dimensioning for that. We did note we wanted some additional screening per the ordinance for that berth area, which you noted would be addressed as well.
Okay, and then what's on the screen now, it sounds like everything's handled, but when I read that comment, it sounds like there's something that's not noted on the plan that should be. Is that an issue?
So the original plan, I think the original plan that we submitted didn't show that sanitary connection all the way back where the existing manhole is on Energy Drive. We understand we need to work out some of the details with the authority on how that connection is going to work to the existing manhole.
Was this lot always proposed to be serviced by a pump? Or at one point in time, were you thinking you could get in by gravity with this one, or how did that evolve?
It was always close.
Okay.
And I think with the way the gas line was installed and how we had to orient the building, we're just too far away. Like, it is really close. I mean, if we raised the site a couple feet,
Yeah,
still would get it. We just,
Okay.
it'd be too high.
we just don't have the room to raise it with the slopes and everything.
And there's no indication that the authority's not going to be okay with a grinder pump connection? You've already had those conversations and, okay,
Preliminarily, yeah.
okay.
Is the issue how many EDUs it's going to be?
No, I guess grinder pumps are just not ideal. It's just a maintenance thing versus a gravity line.
Is this just a one EDU building? Or because it says the tap fee has to be calculated on the water usage, which typically is the EDUs. So is this going to be like more than what our one EDU?
It'll be more than one EDU. We just are still working through the architecturals on the floor plate. It's just, the calculations depend on how much office space versus warehouse the building's going to be.
Gotcha.
From an engineering standpoint, it's going to work, no matter how many occupants you have, no matter what your usage. Some authorities obviously don't prefer grinder pump connections,
Sure.
and I'm sure you'll get this worked out with the authority.
And the connection's going to be at the manhole regardless of how you get there, it's going to be that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the system will be private, right?
Yeah.
We'll have-
Anything else?
No, and just for the planning commission's sake, our letter does address that obviously they've got to work
Yep.
through third-party items and this being one of them. So, I mean, there's no concern on that front with you moving this ahead to the board. Tom, I did want to note that there is a county review letter on this one. It was very minor. They asked that it's dated December the 9th, but they asked that the parcel ID be listed on the plan, which they did. And it also notes that it should be confirmed that the cartway width meets the minimum requirement of 16 feet, which they did confirm that. So those items were addressed.
Okay. And then just looking at this property on Google, which is probably incorrect, it shows Energy Drive turning in front of the Columbia Gas, but Energy Drive will be the straight road all the way back, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you don't need to change anything with street names or anything there. It's already
Yeah,
done.
correct.
Good. Okay.
Unless you don't like it.
Anybody else have anything?
So that EQT line's all the way kind of at the far side of it, of the site.
Yeah, on the
Like
lower
if you,
side of
if
the
you
page.
keep driving, if you were to keep driving.
John, do you have any intended occupant
We
at
do
this?
not.
Okay.
It's a speculative project. So our intention is to do all the site work, get it really pat ready and able to be shown to the market, and then hopefully we attract a tenant at that time.
If
I
you
do
did something,
appreciate, we came in a couple months back and met with Mr. Hartz and the township manager and Jason and kind of went through everything. And it's taken us a few months to get back here, but I really appreciated that. We kind of mapped out the whole plan, and that was a really helpful process.
Yeah, I think it's been a good partnership with the township from, geez, how long ago did this start? 20 years?
Been a few years, yes.
Close to, so yeah, thanks.
And John, I don't know what your timing of this is, and just so the planning commission is aware, they came in with a grading permit application, which we reviewed and ultimately is in the approval process. If you did not want to, and I don't know what your timing of this is, but obviously there's bonding requirements under the grading. You could simply just bond this under this process and, forego that. But that's entirely up to you and what your timing is, so.
make a motion to recommend for approval SP 06-2025 Alpine Point Lot 4 preliminary and final land development application pursuant to Gibson-Thomas review letter dated 12/10/25.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Happy holidays.
Likewise.
Likewise. All right, moving to item 7 on our agenda, acceptance of applications. We have item A, review and consider for acceptance S09-2025 South Fayette Township School District preliminary and final minor subdivision consolidation plan, parcels 327E1, 404C1, Zone CD1, Conservation District. All right, again, so this is acceptance of the application for all this. We have anything we want to talk about here?
No, I did want to note that John Frederick from CEC did reach out to me yesterday just to confirm that he didn't need to be here for this process, which I indicated to him that he did not. We did review the application content. They've definitely submitted the adequate materials for our recommendation for the Planning Commission to accept the application. And as you recall from previous submissions relating to this, particularly the primary school project, there are 2 main parcels involved here for the school campus, one of which is going to cut through the proposed primary school building with that project. So it was necessary to adjust that lot line in some fashion. They obviously didn't need to consolidate, but that was their choice, and that's the intent of the application.
Hundred and 47 acres.
For the consolidated lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big. And did that pick up the missile site?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really the bus depot.
Currently. All right, can we get an approval for accepting this application, item A?
Move to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Open discussion, we have an item here for proposed 2026 Planning Commission meeting dates. Anybody have any feedback on that?
None.
All right, I don't think we need a motion here. Anybody else have anything for open discussion? All right, let's hear it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned, thank you.